Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. I've received a package. Ooh, exciting. So I thought I would open it now and share it with you because I've managed to finish work half an hour early and I've had a really tough day, and I thought let's do this together. I wasn't aware what was in here, so I've already slit it open and then realised what we have. So the rest I'm going to do with you guys. It is a deck, okay, because I had a few things in order. So it comes in this very basic plain brown box, which I wasn't expecting, and inside there's this sticker which is from www.andreaaste.world. It's a really cute sticker. I don't know if you can see that one. On cue we have Marjorie. And then inside is all this packaging. So as soon as I saw the packaging, I was like, oh, I know what it is. So if we just take the bits out of the box. You see Miss Marge, she's about to run off with it. This was a Kickstarter that I backed last year. And we have some cool bits there. And the name of which I get wrong every single time I talk about it. So I'm hoping when I open it up, I'll get the name right. So what are these? These are the notes that comes with the deck. And we have this key with a crown on it. And we have a code to follow me. So we have that there. I think this must be the scrolls that were an addition to the deck. There was lots of add-ons with this, and it was I got really stuck with knowing where to start and stop with my add-ons. So I have Notes on Reversals by Professor Dorman Desmond. That goes with, so that's our Major Arcana. Yeah, that's all of them. Then we have Deeper Readings by Madame, can you see that? Werfkin? Different Approaches to Tarot. My Way of Reading. Quotes, proverbs, saying, literature. Okie dokie. I have prepared an example for you. The Devil, of course, of course, of course. So obviously I'm not reading all this. Then we have our Medium Mystic Clairvoyance signature. We have the Great Athanor, the Furnace of Arcana. So what is this then? So this must be a spread of some description. She's saying not so confidently. What do we got here? Example. Okay, and we have a wee sigil on the bottom there, if you can see that one. All right, so before the light goes, let's have a look at what else we have. So let's get this correct. So it's an 80 card deck. It is quite a chunky deck. The magic is a science of imagination. And this is Andrea Aste, The Book of Shadows, an Alchemist's story. So that's the bit I always get wrong, is the Alchemist story, or I miss it out. So it is the Berith and Brimstone Limited from London, berithandbrimstone.co.uk. And this, I believe, is the guidebook. So we have the Alchemist story, And this was a collaboration by, so we have Andrea Aste, John Matthews, Sasha Graham, and Rana George. And we have the QR codes. They have a mockumentary about this, which I have seen. And I've also, as part of this whole Kickstarter process, there were some invites to come along to some live Zooms, which I have done as well, and heard about the process and the creation and the creativity behind this. See if that helps. I'll try not to get the sheen. So let's have a look at the book. It's a very nice hard book. So try and keep it in there. The unfathomable murky void of space, adrift in a dimension floating between space and time, a land formed by the ineffably mysterious power of magic is about to arise in the light of tarot. Unfortunately, where the light is brighter, the shadow is darker. Welcome to the Book of Shadows, an alchemist story. The Book of Shadows, an alchemist story, is a multimedia project, a tarot deck, a graphic novel book, a magic, a mockumentary film, and it will take you on a journey of discovery as we explore the meaning of tarot and the nature of magic via the power of imagination. So the mockumentary is actually quite funny. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I had started to download it and have a look through. So what have we got here then? The most amazing combinations can result if you shuffle a pack enough. So we've got these beautiful pages of colour. What we've got here, so we've got a prologue, through the looking glass. So it doesn't quite run as you'd expect. It's almost like a bit of a cartoon, a bit of a fairy tale, a bit of a story tale. And we have, so this is a little footnote here from John Matthews, and this was written in 2021. We have Andrea Aste here, August 2022. So there is an amazing amount of imagination behind the creation of the stories and this deck. That's the iconic Sasha Graham. You can't miss that one, can you? This looks like it might be Andrea. Collaboration proposal, how it came about. So what's Sasha done? Llewellyn's complete book of Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, The Magic of Tarot, the 365 Tarot Spreads, The Secret Voice of the Alchemist, the Tarot of the Haunted House, the Darkwood Tarot, the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, which comes out June this year, 2023. And of course, the big collaboration on the Lo Scarabeo 3 compendium books of tarot, which I have and are amazing. So I have no idea what these pages have within them. I'm just literally looking with you guys. We have the limits of my language are the limits of my mind. All I know is what I have words for, by Ludwig Wittgenstein. We have a Lucifer, L-O-O-C-Y-F-E-R. The Lucifer Limited was famous in the 1800s for its extremely elaborate and luxurious whale oil lanterns. Around 1870, however, it was accused of treating the oil with chemical substances that caused violent hallucinations. There were numerous cases that went to court accusing the firm of having caused madness and murderous domestic rampages in countless clients. In 1888, it was forced to declare bankruptcy, and its proprietor, Woodland Lucy Fur III, shot himself in his office. After that, the building remained empty. Its ill fame had it also that it was cursed and infested by the ghosts of the people killed by the Lucifer lanterns. So you can see there is, I think this is going to be a really fun read actually, and it's not something I can flick through and just explain to you. There are different levels of this, as I've said, so there are like these other scrolls, decoding from legend to reality. We have our tarot. There's definitely some comparisons of cards there, isn't it? Carbon datings. So it is all based on, I think, a fictional tale. So we have, yeah, there you go, look, there's the advert for the mockumentary, the CBB or CCB. and very much cartoon-like in its depiction as we go through. So yeah, there's plenty of fun to explore in this book. So Serpentia, you'll understand when you've forgotten what you understood before. Just some really good artwork. I think it's a nice visual playbook reference. I don't know. Okay, so there are cards at the back. So this is really more of a, this is like the cartoon stuff here going through. So this is all the cartoon script then about what's going on. We have shadows. And then here we have, is this the original Book of Shadows that this has been based on? And if I'm correct, that was also something created in order to create this around it. So it really had a fascinating creation. So we've got some phases of the moon, comets, solar systems here. The cosmic fish, the fall of the comet, Magnus Opus, some divinatory meanings. We've got suits. So if you're working with playing cards, you've got your red and black suits there. Minor Arcana, 1 to 9 to 10. So numbers, music, 4 elements of the world. Magical influences and astral seals, tree seals. Hoping I'm keeping most of this in shot for you. Flying Observatory, as above so below. So this is actually not your average tarot book, is it? This is something that's going to keep you occupied reading through, making some notes on. It's actually quite fascinating. Problem is not knowing where to start with it. So, okay, so we have the major arcana, so you get a picture, coloured picture, and then you get some information with each card, and then that goes through all of them, including your minor arcana. We've got the lost arcana, so yeah, coins. Now we have 2 lost arcanas here. We have the mirror in the mirror, and we have the, what's that say? Stair of lost steps. Why not? Reversals, internal versus external, conscious versus unconscious, blocked energies, and then we have our ending and final words. There's a spread here, manifestation based on the manifestation sigil. Oh, we have a few spreads, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spreads. This looks really fascinating, so yeah, I'm gonna spend a bit of time with this one, having a look through. So you're all here for the cards, aren't you? Let's have a look. So I can tell you from the offset, they are some thick cards. They look rather thick. Look at that. These are the backs, so they're glossy. There are no extras in this deck, it's just straight in, so let's bring you down. I think that's about right for you guys, isn't it? So we have our Fool, and yeah, you can instantly see there's amazing colourways in this. Hence the reason why I really liked it. Here's our Magician. High Priestess. Just bring her up for you to have a closer look. So it's very abstract in shapes and like the depictions, but the colours are beautiful. And I just love the basic shapes, kind of there is like a child-esque ability to the artwork here, but at the same time it's not. So we have our Empress, and she's got an amazing headdress on. Got some shields, so we've still got some of the symbols there that we're used to seeing. And there's our Emperor, so we'll just put them together. So I'm just going to bring this up to show you. When I see the Emperor, I see a little person there with a kind of puppet around them pretending to be a big person. I don't know what you see, but yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. So because I'm seeing this is his arms up here and this is his body, and then his legs must be just standing on this body, but then this person's clearly holding the staff and the scepter there. So there's clearly something else going on. But yeah, that's the first thing I see. I don't know if that's right or if you see the same thing, but there's a comical element in here. Here we have the Hierophant. To me, I'm seeing an elephant. For the Hierophant, we have our Lovers. So there's a very multicultural kind of feel about it. So this is all very different to what you would see in our country, with the lovely, beautiful umbrellas and the rolling hills and trees and things. I don't know what that is. What have we got there then? It just looks like one animal heading forwards with the horns. I can't see two there. I don't know if you can. Oh, he's got his cleaver there ready to hit people. And we have our Strength card. So that is fairly standard looking. And then we have the Hermit. So he is quite magical. I do like the star above his head. And his lantern reminds me of one that I have in my porch. So our Wheel of Fortune has multiple colourful animals going around. We have our Justice. So she still has the scales and a sword. We have the Hanged Man. And he's in standard position, isn't he? I've lately been picking up on some have their foot in front, some have it behind. I'm not sure what the actual meaning is behind in front, if there is one, if there's any significance. So that would be interesting to see if there's a thing there. Here we have Death. We just have a couple of heads rolling around, although it looks like he's on a rocking horse with that there, doesn't it? Temperance. Always reminds me of cocktail making. Here we have a Devil. No chains on our people in this one. The Tower. It's hard to see difficult readings, isn't it, in this? It's so bright and vibrant. The Star. And on the Moon. I can definitely see me drawing elements of this into my journals. I'm just from looking at it, like even down to the flowers there. There's definitely things that will influence what I put in my journal. Here we have our Judgment and the World. Right, so on to the aces, and the aces are clearly numbered as number 1, so that's why the book goes 1 to 10. So we have our Queens. So we have 3. So we have 2 people collaborating here in the 3 rather than 3, as we'd usually see, but we're still working on the architecture, and we have plans. So still the collaboration element in here. Here we have our 4. He's definitely holding on for dear life, isn't he? Our 5. So no stained glass window in this one. So that one's quite neutral in colour. So is that one compared to the 3. So we've got neutral colour for the 6 of coins. He does rather look like he's being charitable, doesn't he? Although whether it's with the right intention or for ego, who knows. This is a really nice card. Look at this, 7 of coins. So we've got what looks like a person kind of hugging, nurturing, nourishing, giving love, you know, putting all of her essence, her magic into the growth of this beautiful plant. We have our 8 of coins, so he's powering away there. And our 9, so she's in the garden enjoying herself. Here's our 10. Cat lounging, yes, a cat. Do you say it's a cat? I'd say it's a cat. I'm not sure what type of cat. Egyptian cat, sphinx, or panther, maybe. But definitely lounging and looking very regal and important. So here's our page. He has, I don't know if you can see there on his hat, it's from a first glance, that little yellow sign there looked like an eye, so that's why I wanted to bring it up and have a look. You have our Knight of Coins. His horse isn't going anywhere for a while, is it? Our Queen. King. So let's just put those together. So they're very much in contrast with matching thrones. And then we're on to our cups. That's an interesting aspect, isn't it? It's pouring out rather than receiving. Here's our 2. Quite a menacing looking lion overhead. Our 3, oh, that's very party-like, isn't it? I like the fact it's actually under the moon. And then you can always imagine all of this as fireflies dancing around in the moonlight, giving that magical essence to the night sky. Our 4 of Cups. Here's our 5. So these ones aren't neutral. 6. Very standard. Up 7, yeah. The pictures may be slightly different, but we have a rainbow. I think I'll take the rainbow, or maybe the dragon. And then we have obviously riches, houses, what's that, plant magic, and a snake. Kind of snake-esque, isn't it? Here's our 8, sailing away. 9. Again, I nearly had the same thing as I had with the Emperor then. First glance, I thought this was somebody up here doing some magic tricks with their with their arms stood on top of somebody's shoulders. And then I realised, no, that is actually the person, and I really do need to go and get my glasses checked. 10 of Cups, that one's very nice with the colourful horses. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Here's our Queen of Cups. So they are all in. Interesting, that's swapped though, so I wonder what direction she's in to be doing that. So our Queen and our King, and he's in a slightly different place again to the other 2, 3. So with our swords, that one's very familiar. That one's very familiar, I think. Here we have our 4. No stained glass windows, but asleep under the moonlight with, again, the little fireflies, I'm going to call them, flitting around, doing their magic. Here we have 5 of Swords, so that one is slightly more muted compared to the 2 in between, or neutral in colour. I have our 6, a beautiful boat with a dragon's head taking her forwards under the watchful eye of the moon. Here's our 7, 8, so she's quite standard. 9, yep, and 10. This is always a very sorry ending, isn't it, for the 10 of Swords to end up like this. There's our page. knight who's definitely doing some action, queen, and king, and they are again all within the same landscape and background sculpture. Then we have our wands. So 2 of wands, 3, watching her ship sail, 4, I like that one. I like the banner there around the different posts, which could be shovels. Here we have our 5 of wands. Dog's having a mad 5 minutes. 6 of wands. There's an element of surprise in his face, really, for the recognition. So this one gives that feeling of, what are you being recognised for? It's not quite so party and jovial as the other cards, is it? It's a little bit like, are you being recognised because you're off to face something bad, or are you being recognised because you're returning from something good? Here we have our 7 of wands. So it could be that you're off to face something bad, because she's very definitely in a stance of on guard. She's ready to beat you up. Here we have the 8 of wands then, with the spears moving forwards. And our 9, very strange looking, reminds me of the Tin Man. 10. And then we have our page, knight. I think all the knights are going that way, actually. Queen. And king. And again, we've got the same backgrounds going on. And I cannot think of the name of those parasols. Are they just called parasols? I know in places like Malaysia, they often show you beautiful tropical background pictures and the deserts and things. They have these gorgeous parasols with tassels and bells and coins hanging off them, and the most amazing colours and delicate fabrics. Right, so let's have a look at this. We have the mirror in the mirror, which it is very definitely a mirror in a mirror. The card is what it says. And then we have the stair of lost steps. I don't know which one's the stair of the lost steps or which one's the lost steps of the stair, but yes, it's one of those, isn't it? I used to have that picture. I've probably still got it somewhere. So let's have a look and see what they actually mean. Okay, so our mirror in a mirror. If I had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrary-wise, what is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would, you see? Anyone recognise that quote? So that's Lewis Carroll from The Looking Glass. The card shows a magic mirror floating mid-air in an enchanted forest. The mirror reflects a mirror within a forest that reflects a mirror within a forest that reflects yet another mirror within a forest, and infinite, and infinite, and infinite, and on it goes. What is reflected in a mirror, which is reflected in a mirror? That's a question. Does not every tarot reader, whether they want to or not, bring their own experiences and thoughts into the process of reading? Every card is a mirror in which the reader is reflected, and every reader is a mirror in which the tarot is reflected. Oh, that's quite deep, but I like it. When you place 2 mirrors, one in front of the other, you create space of infinite reflections, an illusion that can trap your mind in a kaleidoscopic dimension. When this card appears in a reading, it signifies that the reader is lost in a space of reflection and illusions. It is a space created in the reader's mind, moulded by its perceptions, ideas, fears, dreams, and emotions. This means the question cannot be answered. Take a break, meditate, relax, clean the mirror of your mind before posing the same question again. I like that, actually. That's a crazy answer to the card, but I appreciate it. So let's go with the stair of lost steps. A man craves ultimate truths. Every mortal mind, I think, is that way. But what its
ultimate truth. It's the end of the road where there is no more mystery, no more hope, and no more questions to ask, since all the answers have been given, but there is no such place. The universe is a labyrinth made of labyrinths. Each lead to another. Stanislaw Lem Fiasco is where that quote's from. The card shows a labyrinth of stairs meandering upwards in a surreal space. Each step climbs one way after the other. Heavenward, towards a bright, clear sky, the lower levels are immersed in deep shadows of darkness cast by the impossible architecture. The pitter-patter of footsteps, long gone, echoes among the imposing arches of this ominous labyrinth. So yeah, we can see some shadow, and there is a bluer sky there. The labyrinth is a metaphor for our constant cravings for absolutes, final truth, the perfect solution, the exhaustive answer to a question, love that never ends. Absolutes are illusions that trap us in endless mazes, forcing us on a never-ending quest for something unachievable, thus condemning us to a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. When this card appears in a reading, it means that the querent is too focused on finding the absolute answer. The card asks you to think of your question in a different way. Every query opens a door to an infinite possibility of answers, each with their own nuances and consequences, and positive and negative aspects. Open your mind to the endless possibilities laying in front of you. The only way to escape is by realizing that a labyrinth is non-existent. And maybe you've created it in your own mind. So those are the extra cards in this. I don't know if there's anything else to really take a look at, because the book is crazy. Beautiful and crazy. So there we have the cards. What I'll do is I'll do a just walk through only of the cards. So I'll do a like flip through the cards on their own if anyone wants to just see the cards. And then I will post that one and put links to that as well for you. But there we go. So that is the Book of Shadows, an Alchemist's story by Andrea Aste, collaborated with by John Matthews, Sasha Graham and Rana George. And you can see why I like it, because actually it's very similar to the Twilight Tarot from Lo Scarabeo in colour and imagery and shape. Similar, not the same. Similar. There are similarities I can see. But I think this is going to be a fun one to work with. So that's it from me. Did you get this one? Are you still waiting for it? I know if you're abroad, this is stuck in the Royal Mail. What do they have now? They had a cyber attack. So Royal Mail in England had a cyber attack. And it has kind of broken the system for 3 weeks after the multiple months of endless strikes by Royal Mail. We now have a cyber attack, and it has been hurting businesses. So if you're waiting on this, I ask you just to please be patient and know that there's nothing that the creators can do. It is out of their hands. Once it's in the postal system, it's kind of gone. They can't control it, which is a real shame. But I hope you get yours soon, everybody. And I can't wait to see other people working with this and hear what they're thinking about it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.